let's get rolling. So today is a descending pyramid. So that means we have 4 minutes to go 8 reps down to 1 within a pair of exercises. So it's kind of similar to the as many rounds as possible, but you're working fewer reps each time you go through. So the first pair of exercises is a reverse lunge. You guys can go ahead and roll out while I'm talking, by the way. First pair is a reverse lunge. So you can either alternate those or do one side at a time. So you'll do 8 reps of each side, and then after your reverse lunges, you'll go into stationary crawl, which is basically just a crawling position, that 90-90 at your hips and shoulders. So we're here, and then you just pick up opposites. So you're just picking up, but you're not going anywhere. All right, so that's the stationary crawl. And that'll be 8 each side. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And then the next time you go through, you'll do 7. Next time you go through, you'll do 6, 5, 4. But you got 4 minutes to work. And then we'll rest 1 minute. The next pair, alternating side plank. So you can either do that from your hands, like from a push-up position. We just roll to the side and stack those shoulders up. Hands to the floor, roll to the other side. You'll kind of just leave the balls of your feet glued to the floor for that. So that's the alternating side plank. You'll do 8 each side. And then toe touch, you're up and kind of just touching to the top of your weight or some object that you have, anywhere between a march and running it out, tapping your toe on top. So we'll work through that for 4 minutes, take a break, 1 minute. And then hero clean, this is the one that we don't do that often, but I do really like it. It's basically picking a kettlebell up and ending up with it right here. You can do this with a dumbbell also. I imagine you just have to kind of turn it so that you don't hit yourself. And then you'll just sort of park it up here like this. But what it looks like is you sort of turn in. So if you think of just turning this back heel out, it turns your hips in. And then it's kind of like a rotated lunge sort of thing, right? So you'll be here, going down to get the weight. Use your legs, belly strong, just pulling the weight up to here, parking it on your shoulder. And then we just turn that heel out and bring it back up. So if you don't go to the floor, that's okay. But the ultimate goal would be a tap all the way down to the floor. Okay, so it's kind of like a one-hand clean, but with a little bit of rotation. The lateral and crossover lunge combination, here we're going to count every lunge. Otherwise, you'd be here for an hour and a half trying to finish 8. So lateral lunge is just stepping out to the side. Crossover lunge is a cross in front. And actually, I want to turn that into a drop lunge, right? So lateral lunge and drop lunge where you step back and across. So it's kind of like that curtsy where you step back and across. But we shouldn't be like turning your body as you step back. You're going to stay square and your legs will cross. So we'll count these as 1, 2, 3 until you get to 8, and then switch sides. The other part of that, the other partner with that is an upright row. So you're just holding the weight here, bringing that weight up underneath your chin, elbows stay parallel or higher than your hands, and we pull up that way, okay? So each group has 4 minutes. It's gonna be kind of a quick workout. Mostly because I gotta scoot, but I'll join you on the roller here once I find mine. There it is. All right. So most important, if you've already done your hips, let's go on to the front of your thighs. I'm going to spend a little time on my hips here. If you have already done both, then you're in good shape. You can find something else to roll, but we want to especially roll the front of your thighs today. And also right above your pocket, right? So we'll spend some time on your side and your front. So it's really easy, and people tend to go right to rolling on your hips, like on the back of your hips, which is important, but we can also take care of the front of your thighs too, because that has a lot to do with your posture and how your hips are, if you can get your hips level or not. So if you haven't been on the front of your thighs, go ahead and spend some time there. We'll wrap up with about 30 seconds more here, so whatever you need. And then we'll meet up on the floor. All right, 10 more seconds. Okay, and relax. All right, so we're laying down on your back. And we're gonna start off with a dead bug. So we just press your low back into the ground. Think about your sacrum, or that flat part at the top of your butt, nice and flush with the ground. From here, your fingertips are gonna point the ceiling. And then we're just gonna reach with opposites. So the only thing that's moving are opposite arm and leg. And then we alternate that. So it's a little bit of a brain massage here. To keep it easier, you'll keep your knee bent and just tap your heel to the ground. To make it a little bit harder, you'll reach, stretch that heel out, touch as far away from you as you can. Always keeping that low back touch or glued to the ground as you go. So the whole goal here is to move your limbs without moving your spine or your low back. This is where core strength comes into play in everyday life. All right, let's relax, push one heel down into the floor. And we'll lift. So we're gonna go for about 10 or 12 reps here. Switching sides. And good, let's roll over onto your side. We're gonna go side plank. You can go from your knees or from your feet. I'll almost always go from my knees, didn't warm up. The other way you can do it is just separate your knees. So we're pressing only one leg into the floor. Keeping good solid posture, hips forward, shoulders stacked on top of each other. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's switch sides. All right, we're coming up. Just holding a side plank here. Again, gives you a good chance to check your posture. Trying to make a nice straight line from your knee through your hip to your shoulder. 5 more seconds. And relax right down to your side. Let's curl your knees up. Bring them up even with your waistband. From there, your fingertips or hands will go out, stack right on top of each other. Fingertips together, and then we open up. As you open up, you're going to keep this top knee pressed forward so it stays right on top. And then we close it up. Fingertips will always touch when you come back. And rotate. The reason we want your fingertips to touch or even reach past that bottom hand is so we get a big rotation in your upper back rather than just keeping your upper back where it is and moving your shoulder. So the difference there is here we're getting big rotation. You can even reach past that bottom hand and then open up. All right, let's switch sides. Bringing those knees up even with your belly button. Reach past that bottom hand. And we open up. So you can go at your own pace here. Just always checking in. The two things that we're focusing on today is number one, reaching past that bottom hand when you close back up. And also as you open, keeping your top knee pressed forward so that you're not moving your hips. All right, let's come up to all fours. We'll go one leg out to the side. So this stretch we've done, right, where we're on all fours, one leg out to the side, we're just rocking your hips forward and backward. But something new that I did with Deb on Thursday was from here, we're going to add a little bit of hip warm up or hip stability to it. So from here, instead of rocking forward and putting that weight on your hands, you're going to bring your hips up tall. So we come up to like I guess one knee on the ground, one leg out to the side. Then we're going to reach back, tap that butt to your heels and come back up. If you want to put your hands to the ground, you can put your hands to the ground, but we're always using this cheek, okay, the knee that's on the ground. You're going to use that cheek to bring yourself up tall, push all the way up under. So you have, think of it as it would be good posture, right? So we don't want to leave your butt hanging out the back. We're reaching back and pushing up. Reaching back to touch that butt towards your heel, and then coming back up. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So we'll do the rock first. So we're getting kind of a groin stretch out of it. And then we'll start pushing your hips back. So this would be just a pretty standard hip hinge motion here. So hinge your hips back. As you're pushing your hips back, you should be kind of keeping your shoulders back, chest out. And then come forward, bringing those hips up under you. And good. Let's go ahead and come up to standing. Put one foot in front of the other. And really just push your heel down towards the floor in the back. Tucking your hips under. So we should be getting a hip flexor stretch here. So we're just getting a stretch down the front of this leg. You can also get a heel stretch out of it, letting a heel drop down. All right, so let's keep the same orientation with your feet, but you're going to bring them under you a little bit and pull that other toe up toward you. Take a bow, stretching the back of your leg. So whatever toe is pulled up, you should be getting the stretch down the back of that leg. And then let's switch feet. So we get that hip flexor stretch, letting that heel drop back down towards the floor. Tucking your tailbone under. Just pretend like you have a heavy weight hanging from your tailbone. It's pulling your tailbone down towards the floor. And finally, we're going to pull that other toe up towards you for a hamstring stretch. Okay, and good. All right, So let's mix in just a few alternating reverse lunges here. So this will be part of our first circuit. Like I said, you can choose to alternate these as you go for 8 each, or do all 8 on one side, then all 8 on the other. It's up to you. If you're holding the weight on one side, it might make sense to just do all of them on one side and then switch hands. Okay. All right, I think we're ready to go here. Just 16 minutes of work this morning with 3 to 4 minutes of rest in there. And then we send you off for the rest of your day. So let's get started in 10 seconds. We're going to go reverse lunges paired with stationary crawl. All right, getting started in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Obviously, the weight's up to you. You can start with body weight and work your way up. You don't have to use the same weight every time. But remember, we're starting with 8 reps. And each time you go through, you'll do 1 less rep. So the next round will be 7, then 6, and so on. I don't think we'll finish any of these pairs, but we can work our way there. On the reverse lunge, remember your front leg will be doing most of the work. On the stationary crawl, you're going to be picking up opposites. Picture yourself balancing a glass of water on your waistband, trying not to spill that water. Two minutes down, 2 to go. These 4-minute shifts will go pretty quick. One minute to go. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds left. 2, 1, and rest for 1 minute. All right. Next pair, alternating side plank and toe touch. So with that side plank, you can choose to do it from your hands or from your elbows. I think the transition is just easier if you have your arms straight. So we'll just leave your feet glued to the floor. You're just letting everything roll to the side. Make sure you get all the way over there stacked up. And then just roll back to the other side. And of course, on the toe touch, it's the speed is up to you. Just trying to get that touch every time. All right, 10 seconds left to rest. Then we got 4 minutes. Working our way down from 8 to 1. All right, and here we go. Make sure you're letting your hips turn all the way over. This is 8 each side, by the way. Toe touches are also 8 each side. On the side plank, try to make sure that everything's turning together. So don't let your hips lead you over there. It's easy to get your hips there first. We want your whole body to kind of roll as one big piece, or think of it as just a log rolling from side to side. Two minutes to go here. We're halfway. 2 minutes left. Okay, last minute here. Twenty seconds to go. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, next pair, we've got that hero clean and push-ups. Remember, the hero clean is kind of a clean where you're pulling it from the floor, parking it up on your shoulder, but you're gonna add a little turn to it. And everybody's name written down, you guys are on track. All right, 10 seconds. We'll go in 5, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Turning into that hip, pulling the weight up. Tap to the floor if you can. That doesn't seem to be working with good form. We'll just lower it as low as you can. Remember, we are doing 8 each side, and then into the push-ups. 1 minute down, 3 to go. Remember to subtract 1 every set. We should be about on the 7s at this point. Two minutes to go. On this clean, let your front leg do most of the work as you pull that from the floor. Your arms should stay straight until your legs are straight. So you shouldn't be curling it up from the floor. Push with your legs, get some speed going, and then pull that weight up to your side. One minute left. Twenty seconds. Five, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Last pair is that lateral lunge and drop lunge. Remember, each lunge is going to count as one. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, up until 8, then switch legs. There's going to be a lot of lunging and not a lot of upright rowing here in terms of time. So we don't have a long workout today, so it's going to be pretty leg heavy. The weight here, best place to hold it is going to be up top, just so it stays out of the way. But if back stuff becomes an issue, hold it on the side that is not stepping. So hold it on the side that's frozen. All right, off we go. 4 minutes, last 4 minutes of work for the day. So you should kind of feel like the work is trading legs. So we work with your stepping leg. Then when you step back, we work with the frozen leg, the foot that's frozen in place. Remember, on those upright rows, try not to let yourself get rounded over. You want to pull up and sort of pull your shoulder blades wide as you pull. Two minutes to go. Halfway there, 2 minutes left in our day. What's up? I saw that. I know. I know. 1 minute. All right. 50 seconds to go, 5-0. Twenty-five seconds left. Finish strong here, gang. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Nice job, gang. Thanks for joining me early. Carol, Elaine, Deb, good job. Ted, we'll see you soon.
Can I ask you a
Thanks,
quick question?
Brian.
You're welcome. Everybody gets a point for this morning and maybe enough gas in the tank to enjoy the rest of your day.
Hey, Brian, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
When you guys did the DTE trail, which one did you do and how long did it take you?
We sort of split up
Okay.
after a little bit. So at a very leisurely pace, it was maybe 40 minutes to do the first loop.
The green one? Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So the first loop from the parking lot.
Yeah.
And then I know others went on to do the next one. The nice thing is you can kind of piece them together because they.
Yeah. They crossed over. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. That's all I needed to know. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a really nice ride.
Yeah, Jack and I are going to go out there today.
Sweet. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Perfect day.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, you got it. See you guys.